Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrive Time Show, starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zoellner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
Get ready to enter the Thrive Time Show.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom, now we here.
We started from the bottom, now we're on the top. Teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. Z's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio. And now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we here. We started from the bottom and we'll show you.
Okay, on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we're going to talk about why you have to measure what you treasure, or why you have to treasure what you measure, or regardless of what order it goes in. I'll tell you this, you do measure what you treasure. And anybody out there that has a successful company, every business owner I've ever worked who's grown a successful company, they have to measure their results. And here to break it down with me is my good friend James in the office. And James, you sell tickets to events that we organize, right?
That's correct.
And why do you track the number of tickets that you sell? And why do I ask you every single day how many tickets you sold?
So we make sure that we sell out the event.
Interesting. Now, why don't I not ask you? Why don't I get to a place where I say, where I just don't ask you? Why do you think that I don't just kind of skip over that part?
We could lose momentum.
Yeah, but it's a daily thing. We track the numbers. And so on today's show, we're joined with a longtime client, Ryan Hutchins, who has a very successful company. Ryan, welcome on to the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Oh, doing fantastic, Clay.
Now, Ryan, you first heard about the Thrive Time Show and what we do to grow businesses. How long ago?
About 3 years ago.
3 years ago. And since that time, how much has your business grown, sir?
We have grown 218%.
And what is the name of your company?
It is Peak Business Valuation.
And what services do you provide?
We help individuals understand the value of their business or business that they're looking to purchase.
And how has knowing what to do, knowing that, obviously we sat down together, you and I, we did that initial consultation. We gave you a mapped out plan to grow your business, but how does it help you having a person who you meet with every week, coaching your business, who focuses on the same numbers every week?
It has been life-changing and tremendous, because not only does it keep me on track, it helps me keep my team on track, and we're all marching to the same plan and mission. And it's the 13-point assessment, your proven path, has been a game changer for me, as well as for others that I tell about you and your book to go read if they can't work with you, just to read the book and use that book to help grow their business.
So it works, but again, if you don't track your numbers, you won't stay on track. You have to measure what you treasure. And I don't care whether you're running for office or you're growing a business or you're trying to do whatever you're doing. You got to look at the numbers. So I want to go back to you on this. At Peak Business Valuation, how often do business owners reach out to you because they want to sell a business or buy a business or determine the value of their business and they don't know their numbers? I mean, how often do business owners not know their numbers?
Pretty much every time. My first question to an individual inquiring about the value of their business is, what is your gross sales revenue for 2022? And they don't even know that number.
Unbelievable. Now, James, you work up here in the office, and every day as we do these tours, I ask you every single day, how many tickets did we sell? And you always know. Why do you think that you always know, and that people who aren't doing very well in sales never know?
Well, I'm proud of my numbers. I love to say, hey, I'm on the top of the leaderboard every single day, no matter what.
So you want to know those numbers.
I want to.
There's a guy who worked here. Have you ever met JT? Have you met him before?
Yes, sir, I have.
So JT worked here before you essentially took his position. You know, he left to go open his own business. And so you joined in here. And both you and JT love looking at the numbers. And both of you always know the numbers. And if you have a day that's less good or a day that's great, you still know the numbers.
Correct.
And I just want to really encourage people today. You got to know your numbers. And so I'm going to hit this from multiple angles. I'm going to really break it down. But the first thing you want to know is you want to figure out what numbers do you need to know to grow. Okay, so I'm going to try to give you a few examples. So let's just give you a few examples. So the first one is I have, and this might be impressive to somebody, or for somebody else, it might not be impressive. Okay, so I have on my Truth Social account, which somebody might care about, someone else might not, I have 31,300 subscribers. Okay. And someone might say, you're doing a good job, or someone else could say you're doing a bad job. And I could say, as it relates to business, I only have the capacity that I want to. I only want to take on 160 clients. That's all I want to do. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com and you go to rumble.com, if you go to rumble.com and you look at our Thrive Time Show channel, you'll notice that we have 253,000 subscribers. And for someone, they might say that's impressive. And for someone, they might say that's not impressive. But I know the numbers. So the first number I want to focus in on, Ryan, is I know that I only want to take on 160 clients. Mm-hmm. So when people go to thrivetimeshow.com, I know that I only want to do 160, work with 160 clients. And if you click on testimonials, I've got thousands of testimonials, but I only want to work with 160 clients. Why is it important for every single listener out there to know whether if you're doing an event? We have a seating capacity. We have for the upcoming Reawaken America Tour event, the maximum number of people we can fit inside the ballroom is about 3,000 people. I know that number. Okay, it's about 3,000 people. I say about because there's a little bit of movement between vendors and media, but it's about 3,000. I know that number. I know I can only take on with my current staff 160 clients. Why is it important that every business owner has to know how many customers they can actually service and how many customers they want to service?
Oh, great question. It really just comes down to capacity. Like, for instance, if I own a plumbing company and we have 6 technicians and 1 salesperson, each technician only wants to work X amount of hours in a week. And so therefore, if they can only do that many hours in a week, even with incentives, you can only schedule them for certain time blocks to meet with individuals and do jobs. And so you're kind of capped out unless you are willing to go out and hire a new individual. So it's really a numbers game, understanding your capacity and your ability to hire and to grow.
Yep.
And if you know your numbers and your ability to scale by hiring, then you know you can always sell more because you have someone in the queue to come in well-trained to start taking on excess kind of growth and jobs.
So you have to know your product or service capacity. That's the first thing you got to know. Second is you need to know the capacity. This is big stuff to know. You have to know the mental capacity of your team. It's hard to track that, but you have to know how many hours your team is willing to work. Okay. Mm-hmm. So number one, you got to know your product or service capacity. Two, you have to know the number of hours that you have available, the number of employee hours available. This is very important to know. Now, James, how many days a week do you like to work?
7 days a week.
Yeah, same thing here. So, nice. And this controversial book called the Bible is challenging for me because it talks about the Sabbath. So what I like to do is I like to get up at 3 and work till 6. I like to do that 6 days a week. And then on the 7th day, basically I come to work early, I go to church, and I only work if my kids are at an event that doesn't require my presence. That's kind of my move. So but you like to work 6 to 7 days a week, but there are people that only want to work 5 days a week or even 4 days a week. James, have you seen this phenomenon?
I have seen it, and it never works out well.
But people like to say, I'm willing to do whatever I'm talking about a business now, or it could be a political thing. People say, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Anything at all that it takes to grow my business, I'm willing to do it. Just not working more than 30 hours. But I'm willing to do anything. So again, Ryan, why is it important to sit down with your staff and to clarify how many hours everyone's willing to work?
So sitting down with your staff, understanding what they're willing to work, what you're willing to work, you can then game plan based on workload coming in, what you can actually achieve for that week and fulfill upon. Anything else has to get pushed back. And so, like for my team at Peak Business Valuation, if we know that we potentially have to push a project back to the following week, I always try to incentivize individuals on our team with either kind of a free lunch, a bonus to say, hey, if you can get it done this week, then you get incentivized with X, because it then brings a project forward, increases cash flow for the following week. So instead of being paid 2 weeks from now, you're getting paid a week from now. And so it's just a game. So understanding capacity is truly important. Understanding your team's willingness to work and how much they want to work and what carrots you can put in front of them to incentivize them is key.
Now I'm going to go back to my schedule. I don't know if people find this to be interesting or disturbing or what they think. A lot of times people look at my schedule and they go, this is disturbing. A lot of people love to give me, they say, Clay, show me your schedule. I said, I'll show it to you. People will say, Clay, I want to build a multi-million-dollar company. Can you teach me? I said, oh yeah. And they go, can you teach me how? I said, sure. They go, can you show me your schedule? I want to see what your schedule looks like. And I go, here it is. And they go, you're doing 12 interviews on Saturday. And I go, well, let me count. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11. So yes, I'm doing 11. And they go, why? And I said, well, it comes down to numbers. And they go, what do you mean numbers? I said, well, every time that I do an interview, this is just how it goes. It's just the math. Approximately 17 to 18 people buy a ticket to the in-person 2-day interactive business workshops that I've done since 2005. And now, or they'll do it for a Reawaken America Tour event. It's the thing. So I'll put out a show. Let me just show you an example, folks. This will blow your mind. For anybody out there watching, this will blow your mind. Someone out there is going to go, this is so discouraging, but it's factual. I did a business conference yesterday. 53,400 people watched it live.
Wow.
And guess how many people reached out to buy something, to come to the business conference? Out of 53,400. And by the way, you can name your price to come to my business workshops, and I've always done it that way. I grew up poor, so I don't want anybody to have a financial reason to not be able to go. You can name your price. You can go to thrivetimeshow.com, and I've got 2,000 plus client success stories, and you can name your price. You go here, you click on your testimonials. There's 2,000 plus testimonials, and you can name your price. How many people do you think reached out for a ticket? Do you just speculate for a business conference based upon 53,000 live views? You want to guess?
50.
No. How many?
20?
No.
10?
8.
Wow.
8. Now, and again, someone says that's depressing. Well, I'm telling you that if you're listening right now, you have to know your numbers. So you have to know the number of, you have to know your product service capacity. 2, you have to know the number of employee hours available. 3, you have to know your key performance indicators. Performance indicators, or this, you might call this the you have the things that generate revenue. Your key, we call it your key revenue, producing activities. Okay. These are and again, I don't want to get hung up on the wording here. It's you just have to know your key performance indicators or your key revenue producing activities. So I know, and this might be depressing for somebody, but I know if we come up top in Google for the phrase Tulsa men's haircuts, which by the way, we do. Yes, we do. And by the way, I know if we come up, if you do a search right now for Tulsa pools, someone does a search right now for Tulsa pool installation. And we do. Now this is real. We sold $702,000 this week of pools.
Wow.
But guess what? Guess how many pools we closed this week? You want to guess how many pools?
30.
3. So we're topping Google. And I know it's good for about 5 people a week that want us to build a pool. Why? I don't know why. But I know if we're top in Google, so how do I get top in Google? Someone says, well, how do I get top in Google? So I'm just showing you key revenue producing activities, just giving you 2 examples. So one, for the pool company, we have to, I call it VISM, VISM. So video reviews, what? We have to get video reviews from customers that don't hate us. We have to get images of the pools images of the products, okay? Images of the product or service. We have to write, this is crazy. Someone's going to blow that. We write 40 pages of original search engine content every week for the pool company. And then we have to get more Google reviews, and it's never enough. I mean, we have a lot, but it's never enough. And more. We always get more. So you think about it and you say, so what do I need to do now? I have to know the product service capacity. We have the capacity to build about 1 pool a week. Okay. Number of employees available. I know what the number of employees it's going to require to get stuff done. So boom. And then the key performance indicators. We got to do video reviews, images of the product or service, search engine content, more reviews. Now let's switch to something. I'm gonna give you another example. Example number 2, the Reawaken America Tour. James, what do I have to do every single day to tell people about what's going on every day?
Everyday podcast every day.
Right. Every day. So the key revenue producing activities for the Reawaken America Tour, which is an entirely different kind of thing, is every day. And someone says, you're so depressing. This is so depressing. Okay. Every single day, and I did it yesterday, I wake up and I go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut through news clips, like very long-winded conversations from folks like Christine Lagarde or George Soros. And I'm going to cut that crap into 2-minute clips. And I'm going to put out at least 4 or 5 of those a day. And some of them have 18,000 views. Some have 2,000 views. And I put them out every single day. And then I start doing interviews about the thing. And James, do you think there's probably part of the day that I don't like doing that?
No, I think you love doing that, actually.
Oh, really?
I actually do.
Oh. So let's talk about it. There are aspects. So I don't really like editing because it's very tedious, but I have to do it. I don't like show prep because it's tedious, but it's what makes the show good. I don't like going back and forth with bookers because most of the people I work with are great people, but there are some people that are like, well, you know, if you're going to book on my show, you got to work with my agent. And my agent lives in Utah, but he's traveling. He's currently in Florida, and his sister no longer is using his phone because he moved to Michigan. And you're like, what? I mean, I don't like the back and forth with the assistants and the agents. I just want to get a show booked. You know, so if you work with a guy like Devin Nunes or Cash Patel, it's pretty easy because you work with them direct. But you have certain people with agents and bookers. I don't like any of that. But what I do like is when we do the events is meeting all these wonderful people and encouraging them and sharing with them what's going on. I do like the in-person workshops and seeing people grow their companies. And so I like the fruit, but maybe I don't like the root. You know, sometimes I like the results, but maybe I don't like the grind. So last night we had that pool party at my house.
Yes, sir.
Or a party at my house that happens to feature a pool. How about that? Yeah. And we were at the house by the pool, but not in the pool, but by the pool. We were there and we had a lot of the conference attendees come to the event and at my home. And it was a great time fellowshipping with them and seeing their success. It's powerful. So we go back to Ryan's business here. Ryan, when you evaluate a business, you sit down and you really evaluate a company. Mm-hmm. What are maybe the 3 or 4 variables that determine the value of a company, and how important is it to know the numbers of the company?
Yeah, so one of the key variables that is taken into consideration is just the financial operation and their history of kind of being consistent with either their revenue growth or their expense management. And most individuals that do not know their numbers or look at their numbers on a weekly basis, do not know whether they're managing their expenses well, why certain expenses are increasing and others are just staying stagnant. And so that's one of the first areas is we dig into their numbers, because more often than not, after valuing 20 to 25 companies a week for 5 years, just looking at their numbers, we have a good sense of what looks wrong, and we just have to inquire, because ultimately that impacts the value of the company.
Okay, so just give it to me straight now. Don't BS me. Just give it to me straight. I'm not asking for a hyperbole. You just give it to me straight, okay? One of the companies that I have, it generates a profit of about $800,000 a year total, okay? It has no debt. makes about 800,000 a year. What's the company worth roughly? Just rough. Give me some rough. No, if I know it's making 800,000 a year profit, I can show it. I got the tax result returns. Just tell me what's it worth roughly. How do I know?
It'd probably be around 2.6 to 3.2 million.
Because you kind of know that's the profit times maybe 3 or 4 or something like that. If there's no debt.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And after knowing kind of the numbers, looking at the industry in which it operates in, because every industry has a different standard, as well as looking at various risk and characteristics of the business. So first, how dependent is it on the owner? Are there systems and processes in place to mitigate the risk associated with one key individual? What does the competition look like relative to you? And how better is their reputation than you? Because as we all know, based on VISM that you shared earlier, like if you get video testimonials, Google reviews, photos, like your reputation online is key to generating leads coming in. And so the more you systematize your business where it's not reliant upon you, the more valuable it becomes to anyone looking to buy that business.
Now, I'm going to this is going to be tough. Just give it to James and I straight, okay? We work every day doing the Reawaken America Tour. And every event we do, and by the way, the next one we're going to Trump Doral, a very good friend of mine. He owns a very successful company. Just called a minute ago, and he's like, dude, I gotta come to this event. You gotta feature me. And he's excited about coming to this event. And he, the people want to come to the event. Laura Trump's on the event. Kash Patel's on the event. It's a great people want to go. We just talked to Sam Sorbo. She wants to go. Jim Brewer's there. Sean Foyt's there. I mean, just so many great people are on the Reawaken America Tour. We're going to Trump Doral. The energy couldn't be better. The thing is, though, I've never made any money. And and every time I do an event, it loses a lot of money. Give it to me straight. Give it to me straight. Tell me. Every event we do is packed. We love it. It just loses a lot of money every time. What's it worth? Give it to me straight. No BS. Give it to me. Just tell me.
Zilch. Nothing.
Oh, come on.
Oh, man.
This is a teaching moment, though. This is big. So you see how, I have a business I just mentioned to you a minute ago that I'm not really passionate. Let me do another example. I have a dog training franchise that I'm a partner with. And if you're out there today and you go, man, I really want to own my own business and I want to create time freedom and financial freedom. I talked to so many great people at the conference that are saying, I really love the business model of Tip Top Canine. I love for $50,000 or less, I could buy my own business and earn time freedom and financial freedom. The problem is I don't like dogs. Or there's other people that go, I love this business. I love dogs. But this business that I don't have a passion for dogs. I'm not currently I don't have a dog companion. We have 2 Pyrenees that watch the chickens, but I'm not a dog companion guy. How could it possibly be that's something that I'm not? And by the way, if you are looking for an opportunity to earn time freedom and financial freedom, the Tip Top Canine franchises are incredible. And if you say, I'm not interested in that, oxyfresh.com is also a phenomenal way to earn time and financial freedom. Both franchises cost about $50,000. Both have the ability to earn time and financial freedom, and both they offer a free consultation so you can see if they're a good fit. How is it possible, though, that I'm not even passionate about carpet? and I'm not even passionate about dog ownership, and yet the things I'm not passionate about could have a high net worth, and then the things that I am passionate about, I'm so passionate about saving America and the Reawaken Tour. How is it possible that has 0? You said 0, which is a low number. You're mean. How is it that has no worth to it? How is that possible?
Well, your goal with your passion with the Reawaken America Tour is not to make money. It's to educate and provide a platform for others to learn from. And you're not in the business to sell it one day to someone else, because ultimately, with tours, you got your speakers and you got people hosting it. So there's a lot of hosting companies and event management companies that sell and transact. But ultimately, you're in the business of bringing the right people to speak and the right people to learn.
Interesting.
And once you're done hosting and putting that on, you're not wanting to sell. You're just done.
It's interesting, though, because James, you talk to ticket buyers.
I do.
And people go to timetofreeamerica.com and they can request a ticket. And, if someone wants to pay $500 for a VIP, they can. Or you can name your price to sit general admission anywhere you want. What's the lowest you've sold a ticket for?
$2.67.
Come on.
Yeah.
How did that happen? What happened to that one?
Well, some people just don't have anything but $5 in their bank account.
Okay, fine. Okay, so did you feel? Okay, but have you sold something that's a little higher than that, but maybe lower?
Yeah, I sold $30 tickets,
Okay.
$50 tickets, $100
It's
tickets.
painful to hear about it, but I'm just saying is that it cost me more money than that to put it on, and I hope this is the teaching moment here is that your passion for something at no point relates to the profitability of the thing.
Amen.
Your passion has no connection at all to profits. There's no correlation or connection at all. In fact, I was telling the story at the conference yesterday, Ryan. We have a guy who I've known for years who owns multiple fitness locations, and he doesn't ever work out. And so we were having a conversation years ago, and he's like, listen, don't judge me. I know I'm going to hire you to help me grow my fitness business, but I'm not into fitness, and I know I'm not. So don't even bring it up. And I'm like, that's fine. He goes, I've done the math, and I thought about if I work out an hour every day, that would be like, 7 hours a week. Plus you got to drive there and get back. So it's like 10 to 12 hours a week. And I figured 10 to 12 hours a week times 50 weeks, for him, he's like, that's like 600 and something hours a year. And if you add that up for like my whole life, let's say 30 years of doing that, I'd just rather die sooner than not work out. And I'm like, interesting. So there's like, but I'm just saying is, here it is. So how is it possible? My final question for you, would it be possible for a guy who's not passionate about fitness to have a profitable fitness business? Or how is it possible for the guy who is passionate about fitness? Because I've met some very broke, passionate fitness enthusiasts. People that are so passionate about fitness that they never actually get their business in shape. So how is it possible that you could have somebody who doesn't care about fitness, but has a passion, profitable fitness business, and then someone who has a passion and they're not profitable and they're not mutually exclusive ideas? But how is that even possible?
It all comes down to how much you're charging and what your expenses are. So if you're think of a personal trainer, like if you're a personal trainer, you're passionate about what you do, but more often than not, like you're not taking the time to educate yourself on how much should you be charging for your time, for what you're actually providing. And if you own a gym, like we work with a lot of gyms, and if a gym is able, like you need a certain number of individuals coming through the door each month to break even.
Yep.
And if you're just passionate and you don't care about meeting that break even number,
Yep.
then it's just a relationship business. You want to know your people one-on-one that you're training. And so you don't care if you're making money. But if you know your break-even numbers, who you have to get in, then you know anyone above that, you're generating profit. And so it just becomes a numbers game. Like I own a water softener company that installs water softeners, reverse osmosis. I don't even own one in my own home because my wife doesn't want it or believe in it. But it produces 35% profit margins. So I'm going to own that business every single day. And
So good.
I don't care if I believe in it or not.
No, there's a guy I know, a very successful guy who sells mortgages, who would tell you need to be debt free. He'll say you got to be debt free. The word mortgage means death grip. So if you hire him to speak to your organization, he'll be like, the word mortgage means death grip, and I encourage everybody to never be in debt ever. And he'll talk about how the slave or the debtor is a slave to the lender, and he'll get into it. And I'm like, are you a mortgage guy? He's like, yeah, but I don't think you should do it. So I'm just trying to help somebody out there to think through these ideas, because there's somebody watching right now. I don't know who it is, but you're just like me with the Reawaken Tour, where you have a passion for something and it isn't ever going to be profitable. You know why? Because the expenses will always exceed the income for that thing. And I met a lady yesterday. God bless her. So nice. She says to me, Clay, the Reawaken Tour, how do you make it profitable? And I go, I didn't. It's not. And she goes, yeah, but I've been doing events for years, for patriotic events, and they never make any money unless you take on like a big corporate sponsor that wants to control the message. How do you do it? I go, I don't do it. I just do it. And then I got a guy yesterday who pulls me aside. He goes, hey, I figured out why you turned your building into a church. I figured it out. I said, you did? He goes, yeah, it's for the tax write-offs because you converted your building into a church so you could write it off. And I go, actually, I'm not a 501c3. I'm not on any paperwork at all related to the church. And the church uses my money or my building and the money it costs to do it free of charge. There's no rent paid. And I don't see any of the donations. None of it. He goes, well, why would you do it? And it's because money is not the number one motivator for me, but we need money to feed our family and to do the things we love. So hopefully you're getting this idea. I grow businesses that are profitable so I can take those profits to invest in things that I feel like God wants me to focus on. Mm-hmm. But I don't take things that I really care about and try to make them profitable. I'd make a profit and then I'd use the profit to sometimes donate to profits. Make sense?
Makes sense.
So hopefully that's a helpful teaching moment for anybody out there. Now, for somebody who wants to get a hold of you, final 30 seconds here. If they go to Peak Business Evaluate or peakbusinessvaluation.com, peakbusinessvaluation.com, what's the process like and what kind of services do you guys provide?
Yeah, so if they go to peakbusinessvaluation.com, schedule a free consultation. We could chat with you about how to value a business and going through the valuation process so you can understand the value of that company and to make better decisions today. We also help individuals and companies understand their numbers by going through a financial coach kind of session and bookkeeping. So if anybody wants to reach out, go to peakbusinessvaluation.com or call us at 435-359-2684.
James, don't fill out the form and ask what the Reawaken America Tour is worth. I don't want you to depress me. We must continue staying focused. Hey, Ryan, I really do appreciate you. Have a great day.
Okay. Thanks, Clay. See ya.
The number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year. We are Jared and Jennifer Johnson. We own Platinum Pest and Lawn and are located in Owasso, Oklahoma. And we have been working with Thrive for business coaching for almost a year now.
Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to share some wins with you guys that we've had by working with Thrive. First of all, we're on the top page of Google now. Okay. I just want to let you know what type of accomplishment this is. Our competition, Orkin, Terminex, they're both $1.3 billion companies. They both have 2,000 to 3,000 pages of content attached to their website. So to basically go from virtually non-existent on Google to up on the top page is really saying something. But that's come by being diligent to the systems that Thrive has, by being consistent and diligent on doing podcasts and staying on top of those podcasts to really help with getting up on with their listing and ranking there with Google.
And also we've been trying to get Google reviews, asking our customers for reviews. And now we're the highest rated and most reviewed pest and lawn company in the Tulsa area. And that's really helped with our conversion rate. And the number of new customers that we've had is up 411% over last year.
Wait, say that again. How much are we up?
411%.
Okay, so 411% we're up with our new customers. Amazing.
Right. So not only do we have more customers calling in, we're able to close those deals at a much higher rate than we were before. Right now, our closing rate is about 85%, and that's largely due to, first of all, like our Google reviews that we've gotten people really see that our customers are happy, but also we have a script that we follow. And so when customers call in, they get all the information that they need. That script has been refined time and time again. It wasn't a one and done deal. It was a system that we followed with Thrive in the refining process, and that has obviously the 411% shows that system works.
Yeah. So here's a big one for you. So last week alone, our booking percentage was 91%. We actually booked more deals, more new customers last year than we did the first 5 months. Or I'm sorry, we booked more deals last week than we did the first 5 months of last year from before we worked with Thrive. So again, we booked more deals last week than the first 5 months of last year. And it's incredible. But the reason why we have that success is by implementing the systems that Thrive has taught us and helped us out with. So.
Some of those systems that we've implemented are group interviews. That way we've really been able to come up with a really great team We've created and implemented checklists that way everything gets done and it gets done right. It creates accountability. We're able to make sure that everything gets done properly, both out in the field and also in our office. And also doing the podcast, like Jared had mentioned, that has really, really contributed to our success. But that, like I said, the diligence and consistency in doing those and that system has really, really been a big blessing in our lives. And also, it's really shown that we've gotten the success from following those systems.
Yeah. So before working with Thrive, we were basically stuck. Really no new growth with our business. And we were in a rut and we didn't know.
The last 3 years, our customer base had pretty much stayed the same. We weren't shrinking, but we weren't really growing either.
Yeah, and so we didn't really know where to go, what to do, how to get out of this rut that we're in. But Thrive helped us with that. They implemented those systems. That they taught us those systems. They taught us the knowledge that we needed in order to succeed. Now it's been a grind. Absolutely, it's been a grind this last year. But we're getting those fruits from that hard work and the diligent effort that we're able to put into it. So again, we were in a rut. Thrive helped us get out of that rut. And if you're thinking about working with Thrive, quit thinking about it and just do it. Do the action, and you'll get the results. It will take hard work and discipline, but that's what it's going to take in order to really succeed. So we just want to give a big shout out to Thrive, a big thank you out there to Thrive. We wouldn't be where we're at now without their help.
Hi, I'm Dr. Mark Moore. I'm a pediatric dentist. Through our new digital marketing plan, we have seen a marked increase in the number of new patients that we're seeing every month, year over year. 1 month, for example, we went from 110 new patients the previous year to over 180 new patients in the same month. And overall, our average is running about 40 to 42% increase month over month, year over year. The group of people required to implement our new digital marketing plan is immense, starting with a business coach, videographers, photographers, web designers. Back when I graduated dental school in 1985, nobody advertised. The only marketing that was ethically allowed in everybody's eyes was mouth-to-mouth marketing. By choosing to use the services, you're choosing to use a proven turnkey marketing and coaching system that will grow your practice and get you the results that you're looking for. I went to the University of Oklahoma College of Dentistry, graduated in 1983, and then I did my pediatric dental residency at Baylor College of Dentistry from 1983 to 1985.
Hello, my name is Charles Colaw with Colaw Fitness. Today I want to tell you a little bit about Clay Clark and how I know Clay Clark. Clay Clark has been my business coach since 2017. He's helped us grow from 2 locations to now 6 locations. We're planning to do 7 locations in 7 years and then franchise. And Clay has done a great job of helping us navigate anything that has to do with like running the business, building the systems, the checklists, the workflows, the audits, how to navigate lease agreements, how to buy property, how to work with brokers and builders. This guy is just amazing. He's this kind of guy has worked in every single industry. He's written books with like Lee Cockrell, head of Disney, with the 40,000 cast members. He's friends with like Mike Lindell. He does Reawaken America tours where he does these tours all across the country where 10,000 or more people show up to some of these tours. On the day-to-day, he does anywhere from about 160 companies. He's at the top. He has a team of business coaches, videographers, and graphic designers and web developers, and they run 160 companies every single week. So think of this guy with a team of business coaches running 160 companies. So in the weekly, he's running 160 companies. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's doing Reawaken America tours. Every 6 to 8 weeks, he's also doing business conferences where 200 people show up, and he teaches people a 13-step proven system that he's done and worked with billionaires, helping them grow their companies. I've seen guys from startups go from startup to being multimillionaires, teaching people how to get time freedom and financial freedom through the system. Critical thinking, document creation, putting it into organizing everything in their head to building into a franchisable, scalable business. Like one of his businesses has like 500 franchises. That's just one of the companies or brands that he works with. So amazing guy, Elon Musk kind of like smart guy. He kind of comes off sometimes as socially awkward, but he's so brilliant and he's taught me so much. When I say that, like Clay is like, he doesn't care what people think when you're talking to him. He cares about where you're going in your life and where he can get you to go. And that's what I like most about him. He's like a good coach. A coach isn't just making you feel good all the time. A coach is actually helping you get to the best you. And Clay has been an amazing business coach. Through the course of that, we became friends. I was really most impressed with him is when I was shadowing him one time. We went into a business deal and listened to it. I got to shadow and listen to it. And when we walked out, I knew that he could make millions on the deal. And they were super excited about working with him. And he told me, he's like, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to turn it down, because he knew it was going to harm the common good of people in the long run. And the guy's integrity just really wowed me. It brought tears to my eyes to see that this guy, his highest desire was to do what's right. And anyways, just an amazing man. So anyways, impacted me a lot. He's helped navigate anytime I've got nervous or worried about how to run the company, or navigating competition and an economy that's like, I remember we got closed down for 3 months. He helped us navigate on how to stay open, how to get back open, how to just survive through all the COVID shutdowns, lockdowns, because our clubs were all closed for.
I'm Rachel with Tip Top Canine, and we just want to give a huge thank you to Clay and Vanessa Clark.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan with Tip Top Canine. Just want to say a big thank you to Thrive 15. Thank you to Make Your Life Epic. We love you guys, we appreciate you, and really just appreciate how far you've taken us. This is our old house, right? This is where we used to live a few years ago. This is our old neighborhood. As you can see, it's nice, right? So this is my old van and our old school marketing, and this is our old team. And by team, I mean it's me and another guy.
This is our new house with our new neighborhood.
This is our new van with our new marketing, and this is our new team. We went from 4 to 14, and I took this beautiful photo. We worked with several different business coaches in the past, and they were all about helping Ryan sell better and just teaching sales, which is awesome, but Ryan is a really great salesman. So we didn't need that. We needed somebody to help us get everything that was in his head out into systems, into manuals and scripts, and actually build a team. So now that we have systems in place, we've gone from 1 to 10 locations in only a year.
In October 2016, we grossed 13 grand for the whole month. Right now it's 2018, the month of October. It's only the 22nd. We've already grossed a little over 50 grand for the whole month, and we still have time to go. We're just thankful for you, thankful for Thrive and your mentorship, and we're really thankful that you guys have helped us to grow a business that we run now instead of the business running us. Just thank you times 1,000.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy with Tip Top Canine, and I'm the founder.
I'm Rachel Wimpy, and I am a co-founder.
So we've been running Tip Top for about the last 14 years, franchising for the last 3-4 years. So someone that'd be a good fit for Tip Top loves dogs, they're high energy, they want to be able to own their own job, but they don't want to worry about, that high failure rate. They want to do that like bowling with bumper lanes.
So you give us a call, reach out to us, and we'll call you, and then we'll send you an FDD, look over that, read it, fall asleep to it, it's very boring, and then we'll book a discovery day, and you come and you can spend a day or two with us, make sure that you actually like it, make sure training dogs is something that you want to do.
So an FDD is a franchise disclosure document. It's a federally regulated document that goes into all the nitty-gritty details of what the franchise agreement entails.
So who would be a good fit to buy a Tip Top Canine would be somebody who loves dogs, who wants to work with dogs all day as their profession. You'll make a lot of money, you'll have a lot of fun, it's very rewarding. And who would not be a good fit is a cat person.
So the upfront cost for Tip Top is $43,000. And a lot of people say they're generating doctor money, but on our disclosure, the numbers are anywhere from over $1 million a year in dog training, what our Oklahoma City location did last year, to $25-35 a month.
To train and get trained by us for Tip Top Canine, to run your own Tip Top Canine, you would be with us for 6 weeks here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
So we've been married for 7 years.
8 years.
8 years. So if you're watching this video, you're like, hey, maybe I want to be a dog trainer. Hey, that one sounds super amazing. Go to our website, tiptopcanine.com, click on the yellow franchising tab, fill out the form, and Rachel and I will give you a call. Our Oklahoma City location last year, they did over $1 million. He's been running that shop for 3 years. Before, he was a youth pastor with 0 sales experience, 0 dog training experience before he ever met with us.
So just call us, come spend a day with us, spend a couple days with us, make sure you like training dogs, and own your own business.
Well, the biggest reason to buy a Tip Top Canine is so you own your own job and you own your own future, and you don't hate your life. You get an enjoyable job that brings a lot of income but is really rewarding.
My name is Seth Flint, and I had originally heard about Tip Top Canine through my old pastors who I worked for. They trained their Great Pyrenees with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. They did a phenomenal job and became really good friends with Ryan and Rachel. I was working at a local church, and it was a great experience. I ended up leaving there and working with Ryan and Tip Top Canine. The biggest thing that I really enjoy about being self-employed is that I can create my own schedule. I have the ability to spend more time with my family, my wife and my daughter. So my very favorite thing about training dogs with Tip Top Canine is that I get to work with the people. Obviously, I love working with dogs, but it's just so rewarding to be able to train a dog that had serious issues, whether it's behavioral or whatever, and seeing a transformation, taking that dog home, and mom and dad are literally in tears because of how happy they are with the training. If somebody is interested, I'd say don't hesitate. Make sure you like dogs. Make sure that you enjoy working with people, because we're not just dog trainers. We are customer service people that help dogs, and so definitely don't hesitate. Just come in and ask questions. Ask all the questions you have.